Hi, hello, welcome to Vertex of Abundance. My name is Serene Priestess Gorgeous. I'll be your oracle today. I was sent to deliberate over the Soul Purpose Saturday for the next week or so. I don't have a new page on the calendar yet. It seems like it's going to be between the um, 6th of July through the 13th. And I'm going to shuffle the devil into the deck simply because that's Capricorn. And the next full moon is going to be in Capricorn. It is a partial lunar eclipse. So there's some type of internal mechanism which is going to be said goodbye to. And I'd love to see exactly what that looks like. So I'll put it in the position of the past, even though it's coming up. So we'll be moving into this energy around the end of the 13th is really when that'll start to touch on the physical. Okay. Yeah. So lack of faith, lack of hope, lack of optimism, scary visions, scary feelings, scary intuitions, whatever you're beginning to pick up on, it's stressful. What does that mean? It means to figure out what to do to be ready for the future is a little bit difficult. And when you're picking up on energies, it could be frightening. You might not be responding well to everything emotionally. We might not be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go firstly with the negative take on things just to see where we might need to purify, cleanse. I'll give the what's called adjusting feedback, basically negative feedback, and then we'll get into the affirming feedback in just a little while. It's indecision. You know, the Two of Swords is when you have all the facts, but you don't know how you feel about the facts. So your answer will change when your feelings change, not when the facts change. That's the kind of indecision that comes from the Two of Swords. And just remember a quick note, that candle is going to go out during the recording. Don't be alarmed. And if you hear a little bit of noise in the background, I'm recording from a temple. It's pretty noisy today. So we're starting out on this journey, and we're going towards completion. Queen of Wands towards the Ten of Swords. That's somebody who has an ambition and it gets fully off the ground. They're able to accomplish, accumulate, acquire. Now, it seems like some of the helpful energy here is going to be that there's an awareness of a cycle. This is somebody who can see the future. They can look out on the horizon and see the future according to their hopes, wishes, drive, desires, passions, motivations, ambitions. They're going to be rather quiet about it. The first house here is aspect in the ninth and the fifth house. So the fifth house is the Empress. That's the love you give yourself and others. So your generative energy, if you would. And if it's the Empress, it's wanting and nurturing through creativity, nurturing things into the physical through creativity, feelings of receptivity. It's also your feelings less so than your emotions, but aspecting in the ninth house is the moon, high priestess. So that would be your feelings as well. And the queen of wands is the emotions of that suit. The queens are the emotions, the kings are the spirit, the actions, the drive, desires of that suit. The queen is wanting to negotiate, navigate, work within commitment to receiving, commitment to receptivity, drive, desires, passions, ambitions, motivations. This is a person who's secretly building their empire, building their throne, and it's happening. And unfortunately, when they begin to make moves or begin to let their plans be known in the physical, it might completely end something for somebody else. It might completely pull the wool from somebody's eyes is what I'm hearing. They may be secretly indecisive because 2 plus 10 is 12. That's the secret queen of swords. And with the Empress here, we really have all the queens out. So we see the person's logic, drives, desires, passions, motivations, ambitions, intellect, reasoning, communication, discernment. So their vision and discernment is here. Now going towards this 10, this completion, it seems like things are going to come to us that we're going to need to have strength, courage, and wisdom about. Because if we want a bigger, brighter, and better future where we're feeling our own harvest, where we have hope, faith, and optimism, we're going to need to know what we're inviting, letting in, and allowing in our lives. If we want to have success here, there will be some endings and transitions with this death card here. And so the aspect in there is that, okay, your drives, desires, passions, motivations, you're going to need to build system structures, foundations, where you can come to completions. You're going to need to evolve your life itself. And in order to do that, it starts with what you want. If you're going to create an environment where your drive, desires, passions, motivations hit the ground running, first thing you're going to need to do is cull the herd. If there's ineffectual people around you, people, places, and things, if some of your cattle don't have a high production value, you might need to put them down now because there's a shift coming. And if you can't keep up the pace, you're going to fall behind and become slaughter like the lambs. Okay. Well, see, at home emotionally, where we're needing to fight this, because in the past, we've had feelings, secret feelings of karma, we've had attachments, attunements, connections to things. Our future was dark because we kept doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. Now, there's a lot of same shit, different toilet, same dress, different color stuff. You know, same man, just has a different last name. Same devil, just in a different body. You know, addicted to people, places, and things, going and doing the same thing over and over and over again. Insanity, expecting a different result. So now, if we're going to cut out this devil, we're going to have to face the devil, face our shadow side, essentially. And in order to do that, we're going to need to have hope, faith, and optimism for the strength, courage, and wisdom to work. We're going to need to have self-worth and value in order for this insight, divine grace, and ennoblement to work. Yes, we'll be blessed. Yes, we'll be protected, but only if we ask for protection, only if we step into blessings. If we are blessed, we must be a blessing. If we are living in the light, we must shine light for others. I'm hearing this song, shine a light for me. I'm trying to place the lyrics. Shine a light. Janice Ian. I don't know if it's turn on the light, shine the light. Bring me back home to them. Bring me back home to them. Okay, so Janice Ian. It's the same album with the song Sweet 17. You know, I learned the truth at 17, that love was meant for beauty queens and high school girls with clear skin smiles that married young and then retired. The Valentines I never knew, they did charades of you. And those of us with ravished faces, lacking in the social graces, desperately remained at home, inventing lovers on the phone, who called to say, come dance with me, and murmured vague obscenities. Okay, so this is a lot about nostalgia, reminiscing of the old previous times in your life when you were maybe more immature, at a different stage of development, security, where you were left out, things were happening to you. You didn't know how to find your self-worth and value. Now you're an adult, and all the pain of the adolescence is coming up, reminding you what you've walked on, walked forward from. But see, the remembrance of having walked on, walked forward from something that we've already overcome is the impetus of the strength, courage, and wisdom we need now to walk on, walk forward from whatever we're experiencing now. What we're experiencing now is something that is impacting our hope, our faith, our optimism, is making us pessimistic, doubting our future, is giving us a dark future where if we're not able to master our lower nature, our lower self, it's going to master us. If we're not able to say no to that demon dick, it's going to master us. And demon dick is the proverbial carrot in front of the horse, carrot in front of the donkey. What is a temptation for you? For me, it's donuts. I'll eat them all I want, but I will not buy donuts and bring them home. That's the rule. For you, what is it? It might be a little bit of kleptomania. You might take home candy bars from the store. You might take home office supplies. It might be a little bit of third-party situation. I have nothing against the third-party situation, but if that's not the agreement and it's not all out on the table, it's not in the light, I have much more of an issue not standing in integrity than I do about sticking your dick somewhere it doesn't belong, according to your partner, unless that was an agreement that was made. I don't believe in one-on-one love, but that doesn't mean it's not, you can't. Okay, I believe in agreements. I believe it's much more upsetting that you broke your agreement than it does where you stuck your willy. So this is according to you, to what you want to accomplish, to what you want to manifest for your life. Just because you have logic of why you're wounded, why you've been wrong, doesn't mean everybody else is going to have logic. We're not free to go yet. So the movement forward towards the hopes and wishes and dreams, you've got to have ambitions. You've got to have soul's desires. If you're dead inside a little fish, you don't want no nothing bigger, better for your life, you ain't got no nothing. I'm not into relationships. I don't. For spiritual people, sometimes it's like that. I mean, real spiritual people. If I wasn't on YouTube, I would be living in a monastery, put it that way. So I'm withdrawn and renounced of several things already. I don't expect other people to live that way. You don't have to use me as an example. Listen to what I'm saying, the message that I'm putting out. You can follow a different route to your destination. This is about moving forward. We're expanding according to intellect, reasoning, communication, clarity, drive, desires, passions, motivations. This is a call to arms. So if you don't have drives, desires, passions, ambitions, impulses, if there's no burning desire, if you don't want anything from your life, you're not going to get anything worthwhile from your life. So let's move on to the affirming feedback. And those of us with rabbit faces, lacking in the social graces. Okay, so we're gonna have to go 2 rounds with the affirming feedback as well. It's annoying, but let's do it. Okay, but this is about, again, your drive, desires, passions, motivations, ambitions, but this is according to your journey through the physical. Understanding how incarnating on earth, you have a different set of wants and desires than you do of a spiritual level. If you become too prioritized in materiality, essentially you're selling your soul. And it doesn't need to be an intentional thing. You can sell your soul by becoming more attached to the material realm than you are the spiritual realm. You can compromise yourself, give up the eternity of your spirit for something momentary, for something right now. Normally, safety and security needs. You've got to do the work to be willing to walk this journey that you're going to accomplish, because ultimately you're going to manifest being satiated and secured through your authentic self. And if you're circling the drain with your attachments, there's no way of becoming aware of what your authentic self is. So healing, when you come into awareness of your authentic self, you can know when your authentic self is being fed. Because a lot of us, we get caught up on the whole love thing situation. The whole definition, by definition, of soulmates means you're born away from your other half. You're born away from the soul that mirrors yours. This is a spiritual process. So if you don't match that vibration, if you don't do the things you need to do to become the kind of person who can attract the soulmate, you're not just missing out on a soulmate, you're missing out on your entire life. If you are not okay alone, you're not going to be okay with somebody else, because you're going to be projecting all the things you don't want to show up to onto them. If you do not come into contact with your guides, with your spirits, you're not going to meet your other person. You're always going to meet somebody that forces you to grow to get ready for that other person. So this healing of the soul, I'm going to put this out. Okay, doesn't want to cooperate. This merging of your soul with another soul, you need to merge with your eternal self, and you'll quite quickly meet this person. So I'm using a person, but it could be a place or a thing. There's one thing, one object of your heart's desires, and it is a connection, a relationship. You don't need to have a relationship with another person. I have a very strong relationship with my bed. 8 hours of sleep every night. I have a very strong relationship with my vitamins. I will have a vegetable smoothie every morning, a green smoothie every morning. I have a very strong relationship with coconut milk. Every afternoon at lunch, I have temple chai, and I like to put coconut milk in it. Okay, I treat them well. They treat me well. Now, this relationship with my bed, if I stay in bed all day for several days in a row, that's become hell on earth. I love temple chai. I can drink 5 cups. I can drink 9 cups. That's unhealthy. There's a little bit too much sugar. There's not enough nutrition. It's dehydrating if I'm drinking that much non-hydrating beverage. What's happening to my body? It's like a cup of coffee. When you drink 1 cup of coffee, you need to drink 2 cups of water just to equalize the amount of hydration your body lost from that 1 cup of coffee. It's like a credit card. Are you going to pay the minimum payment? That's fine. But are you ever going to get ahead doing that? Are you ever going to accomplish your dreams of paying off that balance if all you do is make the minimum payment? So paying off the full balance means becoming whole before you show up to be somebody else's other half. This other half is the spirit being divided. The human should never be divided. Your spirit is divided by definition of you needing to break away from the all that is and come down and manifest into the physical to be of service. Let's pull a rebel card. Okay. Visions of life beyond death. And it's funny because death is crowning this reading. We're going to be reading from Alana Fairchild's Sacred Rebel. The very, very last card, Visions of Life Beyond Death. Sacred vision is awakening within you. You are becoming blessed with the ability to truly see. To see what is real rather than what appears to be. This is true insight. What was once considered consequential may soon be found to hold little consequence after all. What was once dismissed as an irritation or irrelevance may seem to have great spiritual significance. As mundane as something once appeared, it is now requiring your absolute attention of worthiness. The gift of genuine vision takes you into the being of the universal creator. This is a sacred terrain beyond logic, convention, and that which is limited in any way. The more open you are to receiving true vision, the more love you will feel and recognize within and around you. Something may appear to change form, or to be shed, or to be lost, to die, but there is love within it always. This is realization. This realization doesn't remove the pain of the loss. It does, however, provide a way through which it can be healed and eventually transformed into peace. The vision of love, the truth of all that is, can move us through anything else. Let me read that one more time. The vision of love, the truth of all that is, can move us more than anything else possibly can. If you have been wondering about your life path or whether you should take action on a project or need inspiration to really move out of the slump you have fallen into, then this oracle brings you a message of hope. You will receive your vision. You will be graced with a way out of the stagnancy. You will be able to see things differently and more accurately. Any confusion or uncertainty you have felt is going to pass, and you will be left with clear insight. The stories you have been feeling, feeding yourself, or telling yourself may end up looking different to how they appear now. This may surprise you, but the vision that is coming to you will be more truthful and therefore freeing. It will be worth the shock surprise of the moment or the embarrassment when you realize you have been operating under a false assurance or deluding yourself about a truth of a situation. Those moments will pass, and they are not something to feel bad about. They signify that you are leaving behind a smaller view for a more expansive one. They are a sign that you have outgrown your older vision in order to live in a bigger one. This is good. There might be a moment when your ego feels a bit dented, but sure enough, that soon will pass. This oracle is asking you to shift your perspective and look at an issue of concern a little differently. If you do not know how to do this, simply add the following statement to the end of the healing process below. I call upon the universal eye to show me the most helpful way to see the situation or concern now. In shifting how you look at things, the energy in which is beheld changes. You can see this with people. When you shame and judge someone, they react differently to how they do when they are loved and encouraged. They may succeed nonetheless, but the journey to that success will be different. Looking at something through the eyes of love rather than fear can help us find our way more quickly, easily, and enjoyably. This oracle comes with the additional message that your ability to perceive is expanding into truth. Your ability to be inspired to see life in all things is unfolding. It may be nourished in your heart with loving acceptance because you are going to help others through your visions, your art, and how you choose to be in the world. The healing process will help you accept and anchor this developing gift. Healing process is to say aloud, I now release any fear I have associated with seeing truth, with seeing beyond the veil of illusion, or within my inner vision opening up. From my heart, mind, and body, I release any wounding I have received in relationship to what I have witnessed at any time, especially where it is based in the fearful responses of others. I ask that my vision be restored to its fullness through compassion and unconditional love, so be it. Let me read that again. I now release any fear I have associated with seeing the truth, with seeing beyond the veil of illusion, or with my inner vision opening up from my heart, mind, and body. I release any wounding I have received in relationship to what I have witnessed at any time, especially where it is based in the fearful responses of others. I ask that my vision be restored to its fullness through compassion and unconditional love, so be it. It's been an honor and a pleasure to serve you. Thank you for allowing me the privilege to do so. If anything I said resonated deeply with you, go ahead and check the resources in the show notes in the description box below. Until we meet again, until we read again, namaste, dandavat, and ashe. Bye-bye.